If you're visiting the Philippines, I highly recommend getting organised ahead of the trip. The first thing I would say is not only think I want to do that, that and that, but actually work out how far it is between them. Because it's not always easy to travel between islands. For example, you might need boats, but in bad weather the boats won't go. They're not allowed, but also they're very likely to sink if they did. I've been out in bad weather on some of the bankers, and the last time I was out everyone was crying, all the children were crying, and everyone put their life jackets on. So that's not the sort of thing that will make your holiday something to remember in a positive way. But what you want to do is turn around and go, right, I want to go to Boracay, go to the beaches, I want to do a bit of island hopping, I want to do go and see a volcano, I want to go to Palawan and see the caves, and then sit and go, how do I get from here, here and here? Because you might find you can get a flight from one to another, but you might end up with, say, going from one island to another and then having to go back to that island to go to this one, because they might all go back to Manila, or they might go to Cebu, because Cebu is pretty good because it's got connections everywhere. But that's something you need to look at before you arrive. Don't just assume it's all going to be like that. It's not a Western country. Heavy rain stops play, typhoons stop everything, and the main thing is planning ahead. I would recommend bringing a good camera, and I would recommend a waterproof one, especially if you're backpacking, because it can be quite horrendous here when it does rain. I recommend keeping pseudo cream, which is if you don't know what pseudo cream is, look it up on the internet. It's designed for bed sores and stuff, but I tell you what, it does so many things. Like if you get mosquito bites, you get burns or anything like that, you can use it on it. And the other thing is, I give it away a lot of the time. It's like the perfect gift, because it treats acne, it treats bed sores, it's something for all the family. If anything, I run out of it because I give out, when I'm giving so much of it away, and people are asking, have you got any more? That's something I recommend, actually giving some stuff away. Pseudo cream being one of them. But you need to plan ahead, and island hopping's good, scuba diving's good, and snorkeling is also very good. You can do all those with the same people. But I would search online to find out who went with who and who they recommend, because you have to be very careful that everything they've got is up to standard and it's safe. I say that because you don't have to Google things that have gone wrong, like the wrong type of air being put in tanks. You'll find that on Google. You really need to make sure you're going with somebody who knows what they're doing, and not cutting corners to make a few extra pesos. At the same time, always travel where it's safe. Don't think that, I know you could be safe traveling to some far flung off places, but you're only attracting risk. And I do a lot of stuff myself. I travel around a place I shouldn't be, but at the same time, I use a bit of common sense. I have family that I have to come home to. I stopped doing a lot of stuff I used to do, but there are certain areas in the Philippines which aren't safe to travel, and you may think nobody will bother you, but don't tempt fate. Enjoy the beaches, enjoy the people, because I tell you now, the most impressive thing about the Philippines is actually spending time with the people, because they're lovely people, and there's good and bad things in the media about the Philippines, and generally I find people in the middle are fine, poor people are great, rich people, depends who you know. Some of them are a nightmare, some are great, but the main thing is plan ahead, study where you're going, read up on where you're going. Don't worry about the language too much. Everybody speaks English. If they don't speak English, somebody will laugh at them, and the person laughing at them will speak to you in English. The language has never been a problem. If you learn a few of the words while you're out there, they appreciate it and find it quite funny that you're speaking the local language, which helps break down barriers. But at the same time, you'll have a great time, I'm sure. I love the place. I call it home. Spent 7 years there. People are wonderful. Weather can be a bit hit and miss. It used to be fantastic. I think this global warming thing is messing things up for everybody. It's too hot there at the moment. Yeah, while I was out there, it was too cold. So, well, I say too cold. It was just too wet. But I'm sure you'll love your trip. Okay, thanks for watching.